Have you ever noticed how some people cut costs everywhere but never seem to actually have money left to invest? Weird, right? Logically, saving should free up cash, but in reality, it often does the opposite. That's because some savings are really financial traps. You think you're being smart, but you're actually digging yourself into a deeper hole. It's like buying the cheapest phone and then spending months frustrated because it barely works. Or worse, skipping health checkups and personal growth opportunities, thinking you're saving, when in fact you're setting yourself up for way bigger expenses down the road. These small decisions might be the exact chains holding you back financially. So today, I'm going to break down the 7 fake savings that keep you broke and stop you from investing more. And hey, if you've ever found yourself stuck in this situation, do me a favor, hit that like button right now so I know I'm not the only one who's been through this. Once you see these, you'll understand why saving isn't just about spending less, but about choosing where it actually pays off to spend. Always buying the cheapest option. People love bragging about getting the cheapest deal, but that's like building a house on sand. It looks fine at first, but it won't hold up. The cheap option almost always charges interest later. If you buy a pair of $30 shoes that fall apart in a few months, guess what? You'll spend double replacing them. That false sense of saving turns into a money pit before you know it. Think about those too good to be true electronics that freeze or break right away. What seemed like a steal ends up costing you time, energy, and more money. Using poor quality products is like running with ankle weights. You don't just waste cash, you lose productivity too. Want a practical example? Home appliances. A cheap microwave might seem fine until it breaks every few months, and suddenly you've spent more than if you just bought a reliable one up front. The same goes for clothes, furniture, or even services. Learning to look at value instead of price is the first step toward building real financial freedom. And that connects directly with another type of saving that can cost you way more: cutting education and self-improvement. Skipping out on books, courses, or training might look like a smart way to save, but it's actually like shutting off the water supply to your own growth. Knowledge is one of the few things that always pays dividends. The less you invest in learning, the more likely you are to stay stuck while others pass you by. Picture this. Someone refuses to spend $20 on a personal finance book. That book could have taught them how to budget, cut high-interest debt, and start investing. Instead, they saved the $20, but lost out on thousands in potential gains. It's like trying to paddle upstream without learning how to use the oar. Look at the wealthiest investors. Warren Buffett spends hours reading every single day. That's no coincidence. Investing in knowledge is planting seeds that keep growing over time. When you cut education, you're basically closing the door on your future opportunities. And sadly, that mindset tends to spill over into other areas of life too, like health. Ignoring preventive health care. Skipping checkups and doctor visits feels like a money saver in the moment, but it's really like ignoring a small leak in your roof. It doesn't stay small for long. The $100 you save on a yearly physical could turn into thousands in medical bills if something serious goes unnoticed. Cheap now, expensive later. Think of it like car maintenance. Skip the oil change, and sooner or later, the engine fails, and that repair costs way more. Your body works the same way. Avoiding small health expenses just means you're pushing off a much bigger, more scary bill. And beyond money, you're risking your quality of life. Take dental care, for example. A basic cleaning is a fraction of the cost of a root canal or implants. Same with annual blood work or seeing an eye doctor. Preventative care is buying yourself time, health, and peace of mind. And speaking of what we put into our bodies, let's talk about cutting corners on food. Sacrificing food quality. Filling your cart with only the cheapest ultra-processed foods might feel like saving, but it's like fueling a sports car with watered-down gas. It runs, but not for long. Food is fuel, and cutting quality here comes back as fatigue, poor focus, and eventually health problems. Sure, ramen noodles and fast food might look budget-friendly, but the hidden cost shows up in low energy, more doctor visits, and less productivity. Cheap calories end up being very expensive in the long run. Want a real-life hack? Buy simple, nutrient-rich staples like beans, rice, eggs, seasonal fruits, and veggies. Cooking at home beats the cost of fast food and gives you far better nutrition.
Smart choices in the grocery aisle are real savings. But speaking of putting things off, another common trap is delaying maintenance. Putting off maintenance. Telling yourself, "I'll fix it later," might feel thrifty, but it usually ends in disaster. Whether it's your car, your house, or your laptop, small problems grow into budget-busting repairs if ignored. That savings you thought you made gets wiped out instantly. Think about driving on bald tires. Replacing them early saves money and keeps you safe. Wait too long, and you're paying for a tow truck, repairs, and maybe even hospital bills. Or take a tiny water leak. Ignore it, and suddenly you're paying for drywall, flooring, and mold removal. Preventive maintenance is like quiet insurance. Change the oil, check the wiring, update your software. It costs a little now, but saves a fortune later. And it's the same principle with personal comfort. Sometimes cutting too much ends up hurting you more than it helps. Cutting out basic comfort. There's a fine line between being disciplined and punishing yourself. Some people confuse cutting luxuries with living in conditions that crush productivity. Trying to work from a chair that kills your back or in a place with no proper lighting doesn't prove discipline, it just drains energy. Take transportation. Sure, skipping a car or decent commute to save money sounds good, but spending hours squeezed into overcrowded buses or unreliable routes adds stress and can even hurt your health. Or renting the cheapest apartment in a sketchy area, saving on rent but paying in lost sleep and anxiety. Sometimes comfort is an investment. A solid office chair, a quiet workspace, or a safe neighborhood can boost focus, productivity, and even income potential. And that's why one of the worst fake savings is skimping on the very tools you use to build your future. Not investing in the right tools. Bad tools are like dull knives. You'll still get the job done, but with way more effort and worse results. People often grab the cheapest or free option thinking it's good enough, but when it comes to work and efficiency, bad tools are one of the costliest mistakes. Picture a freelancer trying to edit videos on a 10-year-old laptop. It crashes constantly, deadlines get missed, and opportunities slip away. Or using clunky, limited, free software that slows everything down. That savings comes at the price of lost income and wasted hours. Good tools are like sharpening the blade before cutting. You move faster, with less stress, and the payoff is huge. Whether it's a solid laptop, professional software, or even quality physical tools, the upfront cost usually pays itself off many times over. And once you see that, you realize saving money isn't just about cutting, but about spending smart, so you can finally invest more. So now that you've seen the 7 fake savings that actually keep you broke, the big question is, which ones are you guilty of? And more importantly, how much longer are you willing to let these habits steal your chance at financial freedom? Remember, what you don't spend on today could be costing your future way more than you realize. Drop a comment and tell me, which of these fake savings has caused you the most headaches? Sharing your story might help someone else avoid the same trap. And if you're serious about turning things around, don't just watch this video, start making the shifts today. And of course, if this video hit home for you, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and share this with someone who needs it. Because the road to financial freedom is a lot faster when you don't walk it alone.